Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
Shane.
We are back with The Bad Batch, Season 1, Episode 14. You remember what happened last time?
Yeah, we had the Earlings.
Yeah, the bugs.
We had the bugs that were kind of infesting underneath Sid's
They're in the
parlor.
mines.
Yeah, there's mines there. It's so weird. It's like the Wizarding World. It's like, oh, there's 200 miles under London of tunnels.
Yeah, nobody just knows about them. No.
Yeah, I like the episode because, I like those swashbuckling episodes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's funny enough, like, when I was younger, my love for Star Wars is so deep, as I've gotten older, it's spoken to different parts of me. Now it speaks to me as a father, in a way it definitely did when I was younger. Which is funny, it's like, I used to, like, feel like, when Anakin did that, like, I get it, because I was so newly in love. Mm-hmm. After a while, like, you might not want to do that. I definitely don't think you should do that.
Checking out what he did for Padme?
Yeah.
Like all the horrible shit that he did?
Yeah, but he also, like, we read the books, it's clear that he's doing it for his unborn child. Mm. So now that I have children, I'm thinking, well, I still wouldn't do that. Because now I see, like, how terrible it would be having children. But I also see, like, what would you do for your children? Mm-hmm. Probably a lot more than we care to admit on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ran Sid out, and turns out he was just a playboy that wanted to play being bad.
Yeah, he wanted to break bad,
yeah, and he just didn't.
Wasn't smart. He wasn't Walter White.
No, he didn't have that really the drive.
Also, we had the Pikes make a return. They first saw them in Clone Wars, then we saw them in Solo, then we saw them in the Book of Boba Fett.
Yes.
And they were pretty threatening. Yeah.
Yeah, they seemed a lot more threatening here than they did. Some of their presentations and.
Well, when we saw them talking to Dooku, as the last time we saw them, they're not going to be threatening compared to those guys, but they're very threatening. I thought in the Book of Boba Fett and in Solo.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, before we jump in, if you want to support us, then check out our Patreon. We have full-length uncut reactions. We also have the next 4 on there, which means we have the finale, and we also have the first episode of Season 2. Make sure you stick around after our reaction for our discussion. Let's jump in. War Mantle.
Project War Mantle.
So when was the last time you watched Rogue One? Because it's been about 3 months for me.
Probably longer, but twice as much. 6 to 8, maybe.
I thought I watched it the last time that you told me that you were just... Man, you might have been watching Andor.
Yeah.
I kind of rewatched that, so I watched Rogue One.
Well, maybe it was 4 or 5 minutes. I feel like it was long.
Well, we'll get to that. Yeah. Now, we had a question that is answered in this episode. Now, maybe when you hear his name, you'll remember the question.
Odd that it would only affect his legs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. With Wrecker, it didn't affect him at all the first 1 or 2 times.
We're being hailed. It's Rex.
I received a distress signal from a clone trooper, but I'm a bit tied up at the moment to retrieve him.
You want us to recover a reg?
He's an old friend, and he's in trouble. I need you to get him out.
What was that about?
The distress signal sent by
How do you keep all these voices straight?
is originating from Daro.
Because it's one person,
in the Outer Rim, with no known settlements or installations.
What's he doing all the way out there? Well, does it matter? We've gone on missions before without...
If we deviate, we will not be compensated. No money means no food.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Tech's
have
got a point.
Omega
His friend
gamble.
is in trouble. That's more important than getting paid.
Well, the kid's got a point.
He acts so cool and collected all the time, but he's the man in the group that has a fucking tattoo on half of his face.
The operation
Is that tattoo or is it like...
Oh, he keeps it on all the time.
Yeah, he does.
Ensure every viable clone is mobilized.
Mistress Nolasay, isn't leaving the facility against protocol?
Your training will continue elsewhere.
We'll still be soldiers, won't we?
Of course.
I wish all of them wore a skirt because they look weird. Just the legs out there.
Yeah. This is a weird looking dude.
The Empire has canceled all of our contracts. The Empire is not like the Republic. We have empowered them to our own detriment. I fear they will destroy us rather than allow this operation to continue. We must leave to ensure our survival.
We are approaching Daro's atmosphere. I'll bring us in low to avoid any possible tracking scanners.
We're banking a lot on a clone we don't even know. Rex trusts him. And I'd trust Rex.
Flashback.
Yep.
The signal is coming from that direction. The beacon should be right ahead.
Found it!
Hell of a thing that make a noise and lighten up.
It was dragged that way.
Does he have paint on his face there?
Yeah, well, he did. He always does.
I don't think he did.
You might answer my fucking question here pretty quick then.
Hang on.
I think we've seen him without it before, but normally he has it on.
Have we?
Something
I think we have.
Have we?
Maybe I'm
inside
thinking
that
about what I've
mountain.
seen later, but... Wrecker.
It makes sense because he's probably like physically the most formidable one on the team.
Yeah.
He's also proven that
What is it?
he's taken out pretty early.
A shuttle landed here.
Yeah. Fucking
What
pine trees, man.
exactly
Go
is
somewhere
in
else.
that mountain? Well, only one way to find out.
Fantastic.
Feels like,
This looks like some sort of military base.
it's not what I was gonna say.
Not one that I've ever heard of.
Reminds me of the facility on Kashyyyk and Fallen Order.
That's a fuck. I was gonna say something for Fallen Order. One of my favorite parts of that game is like finding those secret temples from the High Republic.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the second game.
They weren't High Republic.
Yeah, that's the
They were,
second game. The first game, they were from a
Civilians.
lost civilization.
Mhm.
Zepho.
And they've updated their armor. What about the mission?
We do not know for certain if CC-5576 is even in there. Or if he is still alive.
We'd be going in blind without any reinforcements. You did that on Skako Minor when you rescued me. I'd still be trapped in that place if you hadn't. If there's a chance that trooper's being held against his will.
Yeah, we hear you. Did you find the reg?
Not yet. But we did find an Imperial base built inside this mountain. We're going in.
Wait for us! We'll help!
Negative. Stay on the ship. You're our backup. Comms will be jammed once we're inside, so keep alert.
Commandos.
Get ready to jump.
I saw this thing about George was talking about how there's no railings, and then like in 1980 he was like, oh yeah, they were actually designed by a flying race, and I don't know if he knew exactly what the Genosins were at that point, but I like how he put that in.
This encryption's new.
You think about the Genosins when you're making at least a Death Star. You know, there's all kinds of like weird chasms and stuff that to them.
You just think though that somebody would mention to them, okay, but it's actually going to be humans inside this thing. Unless they thought if they were lying to them and getting them to make it thinking they were going to be in it.
Yeah. I think by now at this point, you just think in Star Wars, there's so many things without. It's like a design choice now that is. That it's almost like, well, within Star Wars, like it is a.
This doesn't make any sense. It's the muster mission.
TK123, do you copy?
Almost got
Oh.
it.
127? 157?
Cell
I can't
block
remember.
25. 4 levels down.
So, CT is Clone Trooper,
Mm-hmm.
and CC is, I think, Clone Commando.
So TK.
TK, it's actually Trooper Corps, spelled with a K, kind of like a Nazi thing.
Hey, newbie.
German, you mean?
I'm sorry, a German thing.
Get me
But he was trying, and Ralph McQuarrie kind of looked.
That's Captain Trader. In that case, the name's Gregor.
So Gregor was
Well, let's
the
move
clone commando that was part of that like weird alien arc where we had those little short alien guys, and in the end he lost his memory. He was working at a diner.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
that fucking crazy sad ending.
That was to him?
Yeah, it was him. He survived the explosion and fucked up his head.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. But yeah, so he did live. It's kind of cool.
It's funny that.
But he's talking weird now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he is little. Like yeah, it did mess him up.
Mm.
And he already had head trauma before that, actually.
I was an instructor.
What's going on, Dick?
I keyed to code 16 to redirect their forces. I don't know what happened.
Clone codes don't work here. You just triggered a security alert.
You fool.
Intruders on level 6.
Lights went off too. It's kind of funny. But why? Because why would they?
Another way off this base.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. These are our replacements, if you can believe that.
The Death Star for A New Hope, because of the budget, like the hallways were very
Sure you know where you're going?
constrained.
Hey, I'm the one who
So we kind of have that look
before,
here.
And you were captured.
after I made it out.
These new troopers. What do you mean there are replacements?
Well, we clones are soldiers of a republic that doesn't exist. These recruits come from all over the galaxy.
He reminds me
Swear
of Dobby.
loyalty to the
His
Empire.
voice choice.
And
I just,
Mr.
I just don't like
There's
it.
an endless supply of them.
That was
You were saying
episode 4
Like
moment.
Han.
Yeah, and episode 3
Detour.
was and when they're on in the very beginning, they open that elevator, and him and Anakin are like they just start hacking them.
Mm-hmm. Well, they don't fall
Roger,
down.
Roger,
and-
Roger.
So relaxed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm preparing. I'm charging up before I charge in.
I've always loved the Commandos. The first time we see them in Clone Wars, they're really cool. They're tough. I wonder at this point if they're all if that commando is a conscripted guy or if it's a clone.
How bad?
Ha! Don't worry about me. This is nothing. I
Got
got
nothing.
blown up once and survived. I can survive this.
They have all access
Survive the
points
explosion,
to the
right?
central ring blocked off.
no, but we would be able to signal our ship.
I wanted out.
Maybe the Commandos are clones then.
It turns out the Empire doesn't take too kindly to desertion.
Yeah, no kidding. But we ran into some trouble. We need a pickup.
On our way.
On our way!
They're escaping through the reactor port.
Ooh, glad we're not going that
It
way.
makes me think of The Fugitive for some reason. It being such a big donut thing
Do my
is
best.
very
By
convenient.
the time we got to
I wonder how, if there's a point where it stops getting bigger. Because you get to a point where it'd be inconveniently big. You just jump through.
From here. Wrecker, get on the tail gun.
That'd be a good way to go.
really cool imagery.
Yeah.
Shields are down.
Donkey, we need you.
Finally getting used. How often do we use these things in Star Wars?
Working. Systems are back online.
He doesn't prepare what's been shot, though. I mean,
Well,
he can supply power to the system. He's a walking battery.
Yeah.
But if something shot that was directing power to that engine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're not. There's a reason it lost power.
I think it's more likely you'd fucking stab yourself.
Oh, no.
God damn it. I'm done. I love the Gong. I think the Gong droid's like my favorite droids.
It's definitely one of the most. What's the word I'm looking for?
Iconic?
Yeah.
That was the sound that was used in Anakin's pod.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Before he went like that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the same with Jacob Lloyd. I don't know if you know that he got schizophrenia. He was diagnosed when he was a teenager. And then he just went kind of nuts. But he was institutionalized, but now I guess he's able to live a pretty normal life. But he says he still watches Star Wars, he loves The Mandalorian and all the new stuff, and his mom left a message on social media with him because he's been recovered for a while. It was really nice to hear that.
Sorry, kid.
But let him keep his knife.
Probably not.
It works.
I am disappointed, Prime Minister. You promised the Empire your full cooperation.
That is what I have given.
Hmm.
I will ensure a proper punishment.
While I never found your clone troopers to be overly impressive, I do believe you will be of great service to the Empire.
Yeah.
I think it's still in space.
Okay. Yeah.
I figured you'd show up.
I was hoping for the whole squad, but you'll do.
Hunter got left behind.
He did.
Yeah.
Told him to go.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't be a
I
help,
don't think he
really.
would have survived that fall, but
Yeah, I don't know if he would have either. The way they made it appear, I'm like, okay, but I just think 95 out of 100 times, because he got lucky. Yeah, I mean.
well, see, he even jumped farther away from the mountain.
Yeah.
He's out on a trajectory to land on that fucking little ramp and
So
fell off of it. Now, maybe you could argue that after he hit that and fell off, he arched back towards the mountain and then hit the mountain's face.
yeah, well, I think the trees were catching him before that, right?
Yeah, he hit some trees on the way.
It's like there's this guy, he's a World War II vet. He survived a lot of things, but one of those were 2 plane wrecks. Survived them.
Yeah, there's been some people that have survived some crazy ass shit.
I
I know that he's designed to be,
Yeah.
tough as nails.
I chalked up the luck. Yeah.
More or less. I thought it was a cool episode. I mean, I've been enjoying the series thus far, regardless.
Yeah.
But this one has been.
Yeah, we're reaching up at the end here, obviously, with now he's captured. Hunter has a bone to... I'm sorry. Crosshair has a bone to pick with the whole team.
Should we look up and see if that's a tattoo, or should we just keep watching the series?
The episode's called War Mantle. So
Yeah.
there was an episode early on where Tarkin is asking Rampart about Project War Mantle. Well, when you're watching Rogue One, when Jyn Erso and Cassian are on the base on Scarif, when they were kind of like scrolling through when they infiltrated that place, they're talking about we have Project this, Project that, Project War Mantle, Project Stardust. And she's like, that's Stardust, that's the one. So there are a few other ones, and this is Project War Mantle, which, from what I gather, it's just Tarkin's effort to reduce cost of the military because
they're restructuring the military. And
and I think it's just because they want to start putting their money into the big project that he thinks is much more important.
Yeah.
Which he'd be right.
Ultimately,
he'd be right if it wasn't for that damn exhaust port.
He ultimately proved wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
we had the love of a father, and everything else is kind of what put that there, I guess, right?
It was the love of a father in every instance.
Yeah.
In Galen's case.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Galen put that weakness there.
And then, Vader turning on the Emperor at the end. And
yeah. So we talked early on, and I was at starwars.com looking up some stuff just the past few days. And there wasn't like a direct answer, but it does seem pretty clear that Tarkin, it's not just like we need to cut costs. Well, why? Well, it's not because he just wants to cut costs. It's because he's choosing to put that money into the Death Star.
Yeah.
And that makes a little more sense, especially with how he feels about the Death Star. You know, when you look,
the Tarkin doctrine,
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah.
yeah,
You get to see Daro. Daro looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it was very good visuals when they're having the dogfight in the air.
yeah. I love a Star Wars dogfight. TK, we got the introduction of the TK troopers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had obviously the Kaminoans.
Yeah, and always the Prime Minister's gonna get whacked.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna
And-
get whacked. The door, you know, we don't see what happens.
Didn't look good.
It didn't look good for him. I
I
can't.
also thought that Senator Taw was dead.
Yeah,
They
like
did-
I don't know. Like we haven't seen him. But yeah, how do you feel about the Kaminoans? Like, you know, like now they're getting kind of pushed out. You know?
Well, like I said, I don't think it pays off to phase out the clone army. I mean, I understand why, but you'd think that the Emperor, as close as Tarkin is to him,
In the very beginning, because we still have the Senate, we can't just because there's some slave labor that are using for the Death Star. But for the most part, it's a very top secret project.
well, I understand, but you think the Emperor knows about it and Tarkin knows about it. It's all just about money. I mean, they control the whole fucking economy anyway.
His control over the galaxy is still
It's not cemented until pretty much
Yeah.
20 years on when Episode 4 occurs.
Yeah.
And so we finally dissolve the Senate. The Moffs control everything.
Yeah, we're gearing up for the finale. We also had Gregor back. And now
Yeah.
we really liked this episode quite a bit. I remember.
Yeah, that episode, but he's like a Dobby thing going on with his voice, and I just don't like it.
Yeah, he's a little messed up, but he's an injured war vet, you know, and now he's just relegated to training new guys. He doesn't move the same way he used to. Yeah, he's not the same clone command, you know,
makes sense,
the
yeah,
commando,
word.
you know, that he was.
I just didn't like the voice choice.
I didn't love it either. It's a little goofy, but you know, and it's weird because it's a cartoon, but I admire his sacrifice. He went out like a badass. Yeah, when he was helping like those little alien guys,
Yeah.
or the guy with the big chin and stuff like that. He talks like this, Commander. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because remember that arc was just we're like, what is this? And then it got good, and then it gave us him.
Yeah. Well, he didn't sound like that then. That's what I'm saying.
No, he didn't.
So I'm saying the voice choice now. Is,
yeah, the explosion just messed him up. It messed up his brain.
I guess that.
So that was the idea. Anyways, I think that's it, guys. If you want to support us, you don't want to wait until next week. Check us out on Patreon to see early access. We're out of here.